What is this FCRA? If somebody asks you, लिखिया को भी पढ़े आज मुझे लिखेबा को भी आनी चाहिए because एगुडा these are necessary for your examination, right? Foreign Contribution Regulation Act लिखा हुआ है क्या पीछे? नहीं लिखा है. ये पे बहुत controversy भी चलती है. There's a lot of controversy with regards to this foreign FCRA. Why do you think there is so much of problem? Why do you think is it good or is it bad? What are you saying? What? FCRA ना सुनचु? Never. ଆମର NGO माने हो जो माने social sector रे हो, those who are कौन सा कहते working in the civil society, they need funds. मैडम आपण काम करछन ड्रिंकिंग वाटर रे काम कर तू काम करत कोथरे. Let's say you are working in the field of education, सी काम करते in the field of agriculture. सबके लिए पैसा चाहिए ना. NGO माने को पैसा कहाँ से आएगा? कोई ना कोई तो फंड करेगा. So this act is all about how it is getting funded, especially the funds coming from abroad. Had that not been from abroad, amarete scrutiny hai na thanta. Since it is coming from abroad, we will have lot of scrutiny. Okay, write down FCRA. Law regulates the acceptance and utilization of contributions coming from abroad. Now the question arises, why do you want to have a look into what is coming from abroad? आपको किस चीज के लिए जरूरत है कि बाहर से जो पैसा आ रहा है उसका रेगुलेशन हो? Why do you need that regulation? Yes? Why do you need? You got the context. Money is coming from abroad for your developmental activities. Why do you need to regulate it? Yes? Think.
Money is coming from abroad. Utilizing one authorized way, like politicians or terrorism.
He's correct. He's correct. This money can be utilized for activities which are not actually in congruence to what you are asking the money for. Okay. Good. गरम लगुच जो मु ठंडा लगुच सिपु जाहुनी परा या पर कौन करे एसी का बाहर करिए पड़ लगेगा तो मैं गरम लगो. You getting my point? You are asking me money for drinking water, but you are utilizing it for conversion activities. You getting my point? बंद कर दे घंटे कथा चढ़ाई दवा. You getting my point? So don't you think this has to be monitored? You are asking money and that money has to be regulated. For what purpose you are bringing the money, how you are utilizing the money, everything has to be taken into consideration. If you do not take that into consideration, it harms your what? Sovereignty, national interest, territorial integrity. Yes? Ho na nahi? And India has lost a lot because of this. Lost a lot. I'll give you an example. How? There was a copper smelting plant in Tamil Nadu. I'm giving you this example. There was a copper smelting plant in Tamil Nadu. There was no other copper smelting plant in the vicinity of Indian subcontinent. So who would have benefited? India. So now what happened was China started funding NGOs. It funded NGOs. Suranjika started protesting there. Dipti protested. Priyadarshini protested. Huh? All of you protested. And finally, the copper smelting plant was closed. And a new copper smelting plant was opened at a place called Gwadar in Pakistan. And who is benefiting now? You may call these things as civil society, freedom of expression, environmentalism, but there has to be a balance between development and economics. Economy, when it grows, it has certain costs: social cost, economic cost, and environmental cost. Ideally, we should be developing our economy in a manner that the economic cost, social cost, and the environmental cost are least. इकोनॉमिक कॉस्ट भी आपको लीस्ट चाहिए, नहीं तो feasible नहीं होगा. Environmental cost भी आपको लीस्ट चाहिए, because you are, let's say you are making a dam, people have to be rehabilitated. Yes, people have to be rehabilitated. People have to be sent somewhere else. Trees have to be cut. Lot of things have to be done. How will that happen? You have to do it in a manner. Let's say she is saying, sir, मैं 10,000 पेड़ मैं काट रही हूँ, मैं क्या करूंगी कि मैं 20,000 पेड़ कहीं और लगा दूंगी. That's something called as CAMPA, compensatory afforestation we call it. And she'll pay also 4 times the amount. वैसा कुछ है, तो ऐसा करेंगे. तो सारे अगर वैसे करने लग गए तो it is a win-win situation for us. Second example I'll give you. In 2013, the Intelligence Bureau gave a report that 1.5% of India's GDP is lost because of NGOs. Imagine 1.5% of the GDP is lost. So it's not a joke. We were doing something great in our nuclear field. At just now, a few days back, I think we achieved criticality in this Kalpakam. That was a nuclear success for us. Yes, we were making one more in Tamil Nadu called Kudankulam with the help of Russia. The US was hell-bent. India should not build this nuclear power plant. So they started. Same thing. That is why I think there has to be regulation of the funding coming from abroad. Do you have any other class after this? What class? सार करो कितना वाला? ठीक है, तो बात वही है. But if at all we have to stringently look into all these things, हमारा development sector भी हम पर है जी. So the things that have to be done in this particular sector have to be done in a manner so that it balances your regulation as well as the developmental aspects. हो ना नहीं? Write down one more point. As per the provisions, if there is mandatory registration, which needs prior permission, okay, for example, I'll tell you what. You have to register yourself. What's your name? Prakruti. You all come in the evening or in the morning? Morning. Oh, I have not seen you then. But I have not seen you all. Because of the orientation class, when I came, you were not there. New admissions, I guess. All. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. हमें तो मासे ऊपर है. Now remember, for example, you want to get some money. You want to get some money. You have to register with the Ministry of Home Affairs. Ki, sir, I want to do this thing. I want to help people in the sector of education, and I want to get the money. So you have to seek approval. You have to seek approval, and then you have to get the money from the your source, jo bhi de. Government is not saying that you don't get money. Government is saying you get your money, but tell us kahan se paisa raha. Okay. Second point. Certain entities are barred from accepting contributions from abroad. Yeah, very good point. Certain entities are barred. Whom do you think Suranjika should be barred from getting money from abroad? She's fighting an election. Should you be getting money from abroad? Is it not hampering your electoral process? Give me a second. Is it not hampering your electoral process? It is. Huh? Hello? 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 हाँ आज काम हम मन क्लास मझे कहीं फोन करुच मेसेज टे कर दे पठाऊच रह yes you are participating in the election. Should you be getting money from abroad? No. Is it not hampering your electoral process, your democratic setup? By getting the money, it will, right? So ideally we should not. Next is what? Whom should not be getting? Okay. Businessmen, journalists, newspaper. Because if you get money from abroad, you start writing things which are biased. It may not serve the interest of your nation. It may serve the interest of the one who is funding you. If you read the Hindu always criticizes India. Always. Anything. Because the Hindu's owner is a primary card holder of the Communist Party of India, and they report directly to China. So then you call Godi media, but this is real Godi. Every journalist is sitting on somebody's lap. Why blame one? Why not blame others? So you need, that is why independent journalism is growing. Yes, right? You've stopped watching traditional news. You've started following other things. YouTube podcast लोग देख रहे हैं आजकल ज़्यादा. News channels नहीं देख रहे हैं. Among the new generation. So that is why journalistic etiquettes also teach us that we should not be collecting money from abroad, because that will not serve the purpose of our country. And it was clear that these cockroaches did not receive money from abroad, because it was, तो जो नहीं है वो कभी आप गलत नहीं बोल सकते, जो गलत है उसको आप कभी सही नहीं बोल सकते. That is what is the thing. Next category of people are judges, government servants, political parties, MLAs and MPs. So all of them are associated with the democratic setup of India. लेट्स से देयर इज अ फॉरेन कंपनी जिसका एक केस चल रहा है इसके खिलाफ. आई एम द जज. I have to handle this particular case. Let's say Union of India is fighting a tax case against a foreign company. And the judge gets money from abroad. Don't you think that will hamper our judicial process? So that is why they have, जिसने भी law बनाई है, law तो अभी का नहीं है, पहले का है. It was started in 1976 or 78. I don't remember the exact date. Then again in 2010, 2016, 17. उस टाइम में फिर से और एक बार हुआ, देन अगेन नाउ. तो बात वही है. तो ये सारे लोग जिनका डेमोक्रेटिक सेटअप से डायरेक्ट रिश्ता है, इन लोगों को पैसा लाने से ये लोग वर्जित हैं. ये लोग नहीं ला सकते हैं पैसा. हाउएवर, लेट्स से दे आर डूइंग सर्टेन थिंग्स फॉर द सोसाइटी. दे वांट मनी. दे विल गिव. आई वांट टू स्टार्ट let's say I have a startup. Can't I collect money from abroad? I can. Investment. Let's say I am an NGO. I work specifically in the field of drinking water. मुझे पैसा मिला है बाहर से. Let's say बिल गेट्स का फाउंडेशन, बिल एंड मेलिंडा गेट्स फाउंडेशन मुझे पैसा दी. फोर्ड फाउंडेशन दिया है. ये सब अच्छे लोग नहीं है, बट दिए हैं. यस, पैसा दिए. पैसा दिए हैं तो मैं और पानी के फील्ड में काम करूंगा. I told you last time around that in the present context we do not have colonialism. No, colonialism पढ़े थे सर, तुमको colonialism पढ़ाया होगा. Wherein हम पढ़ाएंगे जब तुम्हारा modern history start होगा. He will teach you about colonialism, wherein one country totally suppresses the other country in terms of economy, polity, and other affairs. It makes you subservient to that nation. We were a colony of the British. Colonization. Iran was a colony. Egypt was a colony. Indonesia was a colony of what do you call that? Netherlands. Asian, African, South American, all. The Westerners now they tell you that we should have gender diversity. We should have रिलीजियस डाइवर्सिटी. कौन ना उनका वेस्टर्न थॉट्स क्या है, यही है ना. डाइवर्सिटी होना चाहिए, लोगों को फ्रीडम होना चाहिए अपना रिलीजन फॉलो करना. यू नो, मैक्सिमम पीपल वर किल्ड बाय दीज यूरोपियंस अक्रॉस अमेरिका, अफ्रीका इन द नेम ऑफ क्रिश्चियनिटी. कन्वर्ट करो वरना मार देंगे. एंड दे किल्ड. स्लेव्स किसने बनाया है भाई? द यूरोपियंस. You do not have the moral right to lecture the Asian people that तुम लोग को ऐसा जीना चाहिए. तुम लोग हमसे भी घटिया. At least we had Indira Gandhi as our prime minister long back, 1960s से. Same with Sri Lanka. They had a prime minister Sri Mabo Bandaranaike long back. इस तरफ खालिदा जिया, इस तरफ शेख हसीना long back. Benazir Bhutto long back. Do you have a president of America who is a lady till date? A black president became just now Barack Hussein Obama. हमारा तो शेड्यूल कास्ट कब से बन गए हैं? long back. So ours is a better thriving democracy or yours? They don't teach us how democracy should function. We should function as per our needs, requirement. Our political parties can fight among themselves. That is their right. But nobody from abroad will dictate our what? Political system, democratic system, setups, ये सब में नहीं होना चाहिए. हाँ ना नहीं? Next you write.
So category of people are judges, political
members of legislative assemblies, member of parliaments, ये लोग नहीं करेक्ट कर. तो याको भाई हमने क्या किया? हमने ये किया, आप सब अपना एक अकाउंट खोलेंगे, FCRA अकाउंट इन दिल्ली. उसके बाद आप परमिशन लेंगे जब पैसा आएगा, और जब पैसा जाएगा गवर्नमेंट विल मॉनिटर इट. राइट डाउन. अकाउंट विल बी ओपनड एट SBI मेन ब्रांच इन दिल्ली. ओके, ठीक है, तो इसी थ्रू आपका मॉनिटरिंग होगा. बट सी, यू हैव टू गिव द रिपोर्ट्स यूटिलाइजेशन. और एक बात इन लोगों ने कर दिया कि अगर आप नेक्स्ट टाइम, शी वांट, व्हाट्स योर नेम? सहिता. वेरी गुड. वेयर आर यू फ्रॉम? केउंझर. कोठी? भुवनेश्वर कोठी? सियाड़ू एकदम कलिंग यार. ओके, ଆମର ଅଧେ ସବୁ ସେଇପଟରୁ ଥିଲେ. ତମର ପୂର୍ବ ବ୍ୟାଚ୍ वाला जो मैंने आसने सेपट पितापल्ली वितापल्ली उस तरफ से आते हैं. खुर्दा बहुत दूर से आते हैं बच्चे, बट स्टिल दे कम. गुड. नाउ रिमेंबर, you want to utilize funds again, you want to get money again, you have to show that 75% of the funds that you collected last time around have been utilized. Otherwise तुझे पैसे किस लिए चाहिए? Why do you want? तो पापा बोलते हैं ना, 100 रुपए दिया था, उसका तुम फिर पैसे मांगने लगे जाते हो. पिछला पैसा हिसाब दे. ये तो नहीं बोल सकते कि भाई इसमें खर्च हो गया, रोल खा लिया, ये खा लिया, वो खा लिया. You have to give a proper detailed breakup of how you have utilized the earlier tranche of money which had come. उसके बाद ही आपको सेकेंड लॉट लाना जरूर का आपको परमिशन है. ठीक है. इतने प्रॉब्लम कौन है? सुनो, इफ एट ऑल यू वांट टू डू अ प्रोजेक्ट, इट मे गेट डिलेड ऑल्सो बिकॉज it will take some time for others the money to come. You have spent 75. You need money in hand at some point in time for, let's say, some advanced things, some advance payments. कहाँ से लाओगे आप? 75% आपका खर्चा तो हो चुका है. अगर नहीं हुआ है, 60% हुआ है और आपको ज्यादा बड़े लमसम की जरूरत है, आप क्या करोगे तब? तो there has to be certain mandates wherein you can apply for exceptions कि सर मेरा सिर्फ 60% खर्चा हुआ है, पर मैं एक प्रोजेक्ट अभी करने वाला जिसके लिए मुझे एडवांस इतने की जरूरत है. तो गवर्नमेंट विल सी दैट yes you need it and they will give permission. That is not mentioned. Business development sectors, at what point in time you will need money, under what head, that we do not know. हाँ नहीं. Let's say I am a startup. Odisha has some funny rules. They will tell you that if you earn 15 lakh rupees in 6 months, we will give you 15 lakh rupees. If I am earning 15 lakh rupees in 6 months, why would I need your 15 lakh rupees? Our bureaucrats do not use their brains. They only use their brains to damage every other rules, regulations in India. I have been telling you, may scold the politician 1,000 times, but the only obstacle between a developing India and developed India is the bureaucrats. Politicians नहीं. सबसे घटिया रेस is this bureaucrats who have been taught that they are gods. They are infallible. Whatever they say is right, without even knowing. In sociology, sir must have taught you about a man called Max Weber. Bureaucratic theory. You are a generalist. Do you know about everything? No. आज इसमें काम कर रहे हो, कल इसमें काम करोगे, परसों इसमें काम करोगे. तुम्हारा कोई किसी का आइडिया है नहीं तुमको कि तुम बस जो नीचे नीचे वाले काम कर रहे हैं, दे हैव द आइडिया. चलाने वाले नीचे वाले लोग हैं, ये बस ऊपर ऊपर साइन मारने वाले. सो वी नीड पीपल एट दिस पॉइंट इन टाइम हु आर एक्सपर्ट्स इन देयर फील्ड, बिकॉज थिंग्स, इकोनॉमी इज चेंजिंग. साइबर वॉरफेयर एक डिपार्टमेंट बना दे, उसमें एक आईएएस को बिठा के क्या करोगे? उसको तो पता ही नहीं है भाई. somebody from that particular segment has to come and head, or we have to train our bureaucrats in these lines कि तू इसी में रह गया, इसी में रह गया, तू इसमें आएगा ही नहीं. तू फिनेंस का है, फिनेंस का. तुम एनवायरमेंट का, तुम एनवायरमेंट में रह गए, तुम इसमें. दैट इज हाउ यू हैव टू मेक स्पेशलिस्ट now, because we do not need generalists anymore. We need specialists. The Modi government tried under a scheme called lateral entry scheme. उसके बाद कचड़ा कर दिया सबने. It would have been a great thing. Okay. Next you write down, please. surrender and cancellation of registration. देखो, if at all the government thinks that Priyadarshini is violating the rules of FCRA, okay, then I can cancel. But this is a very, very frivolous thing. कल को अगर I find that you are inimical to my party, I can very well cancel you. So this can be misused. Yes, because there are sections which says that if at all they are working is against the national interest, we can cancel. So this particular thing can be misused. Your things can be cancelled. You may have all the regulations with regards to finances, but if at all your working is done in a manner where I can say that no, your working is against the national interest, you have to be removed, cancelled. So that leads to discretion. मेरी मर्जी है मैं तुमको अलाउ करूंगा या नहीं, and I can remove. So that is the problem. Next, write down. Why do we need FCRA regulations? Why do we need? If somebody asks why do we need FCRA regulations, what will be the answer? The first answer that needs to be understood is that we want regulation of the acceptance of foreign funds. I told you. Second, write down. First is regulation. Regulation. First is regulation. Second is preventing activities detrimental to national interest. Third, we just discussed insulating. अरे कहाँ चले गया? ठीक है, लिख लो. Insulating India's democratic institution. हाँ ना नहीं? And fourth is what? When you are working, you have to be transparent. Ethics रे तुमको कुआ होता है? Ethics class करो तब मैंने करना ठीक है. Ethics में concept है transparency, accountability. Whatever you are doing with that has to be done with utmost sincerity, honesty कि हाँ तो जब तुम्हारे सारी चीजें ठीक है तो भाई आपको किसी चीजों से कोई लेना, आप अपना रिपोर्ट्स दे सकते हैं तो ट्रांसपेरेंसी भी चलेगा. हाँ मुंह तो सब ठीक कर चाहिए, मेरा कोई लेना देना है नहीं, ये लो मेरे रिपोर्ट्स, ये मेरा यूटिलाइजेशन है, मुझे और पैसे चाहिए. Yes, so to bring in transparency and accountability. Write down latest amendments. Latest amendments. As per the latest amendments, registrations are now स्ट्रिक्टली एक्टिविटी बेस्ड. तुमने पानी के लिए मांगा है तो तुम पानी के लिए ही खर्चा करोगे. स्ट्रिक्टली एक्टिविटी बेस्ड एंड ज्योग्राफी बेस्ड. कहां पे मांगा है? सुरन जी का टोल्ड दैट आई विल डू इट नियर डीएन रेगालिया. सो यू कैनॉट कम टू आचार्य विहार एंड स्टार्ट डिगिंग बोरवेल्स. यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? इट इज एक्टिविटी बेस्ड एंड ज्योग्राफी बेस्ड. दीज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स. जहां पे बोला है, व्हाट्स योर नेम? लक्ष्य. Where are you from? वाह बढ़िया नाटा है, छुट्टी टाइम बढ़िया है. खाली एमती देखा पूरा ऊपर नहीं फुटबॉल फील्ड बढ़िया. You getting my point? So if at all you are applying for, let's say, sports, development. Where? In Koraput. So you will be utilizing that money in sports development in Koraput only. You cannot say that I will do it in Joydev Bihar. Sarati Podia Safa karke we will play. No, no, no. So it is activity and geography based. Write down next. No proselytization. Conversion. No conversion. See, India was a poor country. These are very bad things to discuss, but India was a poor country at some point in time. And taking advantage of that poverty, half of our people have been converted. In Koraput you have seen. Yes. तो इसके लिए तो तुमको पैसा दिया नहीं था. मतलब जो बाहर से पैसा आया है, किस लिए पैसा आया था? तुम you told that we are educating them. We are providing health care to them. You are not there for conversion. That is why US is very angry with you. Because US has been funding these activities. You getting my point? Northeast was not a 100% Christian area. But there were certain activities which wherein Jawaharlal Nehru told that Hindus cannot enter into Nagaland. Nagaland became 100% Christian. Mizoram. And that led to secessionist activities also. कि हम अलग हैं, हमको इंडिया से अलग अलग. You getting my point? So these activities were there. Slowly with lot of every government has done their part. सबू गवर्नमेंट माने करछन्ती. कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट भी बहुत काम करछि नॉर्थ ईस्ट रे. ये काम करी आपको. Manipur was under boils at some point in time. Then improved condition were improved. Then again problems. US is still funding these activities in USA in Northeast. एबे दीटा लोक धरा पड़थिले US रो स्पेशल फोर्सेस वाले. Yes, for fueling these activities. तुम्हें सेति तो पैसा आनी पारिबन. तुम अगर एजुकेशन के लिए रहा हो कि एजुकेशन के लिए खर्चा किया है, दिखाओ और पैसा लेके आओ अपने एजुकेशन. तो कन्वर्शन एक्टिविटीज में नहीं हो सकता है. आगो कौन चावल देकी कन्वर्ट कर देवे, पैरासिटामोल देकी कन्वर्ट कर देवे. You don't know these things. This generation is very dumb. You must see what is happening. We are in a different. I expect you to know more than us because you are having access to everything. है ना नहीं? So you must be more informed than us. That is what I expect. Don't become dumb. You all are better people than us. You have better access than us. वो कोर्स
प्राइस वाले जानी छी मार्क्स लागे तो कास्ट से रिलेटेड थोड़ा है तो
कास्ट अगर that is the problem. If they will tell you that there were caste issues. I told you last multiple times. Only the Kshatriyas rulers of India. If caste was there so stringent, then how did the people from different backgrounds rule India? I told you last time, I think the Mauryas were Shudras. Huh? The Guptas were Banyas. Yes, आज भी गुप्ता है. सोनम गुप्ता बेवफा है. नोट में किसी ने लिख दिया था. बेचारी आज तक पछता रही हो, क्या कर दिया, नाम लिख दिया मेरा. Next you have Satavahanas, you have Chalukyas, you have Kanvas, you have Sungas. They were all Brahmins. The Maratha Peshwas were Brahmins. तो सभी रूल किए हैं. जिसके पास जोर जहार मुलकता रही, दैट इज वाई इट्स देयर रिटन. जिसके पास पावर है वो रूल किया है. यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? Then under the British era started this. You were not given water for 5,000 years. That is why you should get. Then started the division of people. We are all same people. We are all one. Whatever be your caste, whatever be your religion, we are all one. Even the Muslims of India are all converted people from the local population. We are all brothers and sisters at some point in time. That if we accept at some point in time, 90% of our problems will. But politicians will not allow that to do. They want to utilize these things. Differences जितना होता है, division उतना होता है, आपको मिस यूटिलाइजेशन का चांस भी वैसे ज्यादा रहता है. तो ये लोग एनजीओ भी करते हैं, पॉलिटिशियंस भी करते हैं. तो बीइंग द यंग जनरेशन, यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड हुज मोटो इज व्हाट. आई एम नॉट टेलिंग यू whom टू फॉलो एज अ पॉलिटिक्स. वो आपके ऊपर डिपेंड. पर जिसको फॉलो करते हो, आप देखो कि राष्ट्र हित में चीजें होने चाहिए. नेशनल इंटरेस्ट सर्वोपरि. यस, we say on Sanskrit, no? Janani Janma Bhumischa Swargadapi Gariyasi. Mother and motherland that are higher than the heaven. That is the thing. Next, write down. If an organization's FCRA is cancelled or surrendered or expires, I told you, you have to get the money from an authority in Delhi. FCRA वो स्टेट बैंक वाला. Yes, they have a designated authority for FCRA. If at all your organization का ये इस खत्म हो गया है और आपने क्या बोलते रिन्यू नहीं करा, इस सारा का सारा पैसा जो आपके अकाउंट में सब कहाँ चले जाएगा? उनके पास चले जाएगा. It will go to that particular agency. Write down. It provisionally vests under the government appointed designated authority. हाँ, कौन लिख लो? Provisionally vests in the government appointed designated authority if the registration is not restored. If the registration is not restored, the money permanently goes to the authority and it can be sent to the Consolidated Fund of India. एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है which is headed by a foreigner. You are ineligible to get money unless, if at all there is an organization. Let's say Dipti's organization. Dipti is a foreigner from US. Dipti. तो उसका पैसा उसको नहीं मिलेगा unless and until approved by the central government. बुझ पाला? Because it is believed that it may hamper their democratic setup. सभी सरकारों को लगता है कि विदेशी हाथ है, और विदेशी हाथ है, ऐसा नहीं कि विदेशी. Everybody wants to see. Nobody expected India to remain as a democracy when we became one in 1947. We did not become a democracy. We've been a democracy since ages. What is the first democratic incident you have heard about?
After British.
पूरा हमारा डेमोक्रेसी नथला की कोठी
Princely states plan
तापूर्व. I'll tell you a funny story. सुना सभा समिति. हाँ ठीक. India is named after Bharat. Bharat got to know that all his successors were useless, like Rahul. तो मुझे कुछ नया आदमी चाहिए. तो he had a election. लोगों ने चूज किया नेक्स्ट रूलर. ऐसा कंटिन्यू करते गया. Then one useless fellow came. His name was Shantanu, Bhishma ka papa. Then started again the what? this monarchical system. नहीं तो बीच में it was all election based. Next, in your historical things, sir will teach you. We had republics where smaller rulers will elect the bigger ruler. They were called republics. Like in Madra, Punjab, you have Vaishali, you have the Sakya. Sakya Muni is Buddha. They were all republics, election based. In fact, Cholas had local self government election. कि जो म्युनिसिपैलिटीज वगैरह होता है ना उनका, वहां पे इलेक्शन होता है. The Cholas had that system. How can we say that we were not democratic before that? We were very much democratic. Not entirely, but our political science lectures will tell us that we have got democracy from Greece. Absolutely no. Greece, Rome, no. हमारे में है, हमारे में ही सब कुछ है. एवरीथिंग वी हैव. कोई भी कॉन्सेप्ट ढूंढ लो, आपको यहाँ पे मिल जाएगा. आपकी हिस्ट्री सारी पढ़ाएंगे आपको, आप देख लेंगे. हाँ नहीं, तो दैट इज द थिंग. तो ସେମାନେ को बिलीफ ଅଛି कि ଧର ଫରେନର କଲା ତ मे बी इट कैन बी मिसयूटिलाइज, व्हिच इन इटसेल्फ इज वेग. आई फाइंड इट वेग. ओके, नेक्स्ट. Organizations must declare if they publish any books or articles as they are prohibited from producing or broadcasting ठीक है. तो आपको मना ही है ये सब चीजें ब्रॉडकास्ट करने से, पर अगर आप कर रहे हैं आपको परमिशन लेना पड़ेगा. बट क्वेश्चन इज, देयर आर मल्टीपल क्रिटिसिज्म टू दिस FCRA. राइट डाउन क्रिटिसिज्म्स. The act provides for a key term apostrophe में लिखो detrimental to national interest. जोटा कि डिफाइन करा ही नहीं. अब जितने detrimental to national interest डिफाइन करा ही नहीं, anything can be brought under the purview of detrimental to national interest and NGOs can be banned. बुझिपाल. detrimental means inimical, negative. In this particular detrimental, it is bad. Okay, so when you are not defining this particular thing, काली को किसी भी हला मुझे से मतलब गाली दे देला, that is detrimental to my teaching here. उसको निकालो यहाँ से कुछ भी. तो don't you think that will curb dissent? Dissent is a basic necessity for democracy. Dissent is okay, debates are okay, but beyond that it is not okay. अब सड़कों पे आके रोड गाड़ियां जलाना, ये करना, तोड़ फोड़ करना, that is not acceptable. उससे पहले आप जो कर रहे करो. पीसफुल प्रोटेस्ट भी बहुत होते हैं. डोंट टेल मी दैट गांधी जी's पीसफुल प्रोटेस्ट ब्रॉट यू फ्रीडम. नो, पीसफुल प्रोटेस्ट में नहीं होता है. टू हैव पीस यू नीड टू हैव वायलेंस. वॉर किस लिए लड़ा जाता है? पीस के लिए ना. सी, इट्स ऑल ऑक्सीमोरोनिक. व्हाई डू यू फाइट वॉर? टू अचीव पीस. पीस के साथ तुम पीस तो अचीव नहीं कर सकते, हो ना? नहीं, दैट इज द थिंग. तो ये वाला चीज डेट्रीमेंटल. राइट नाउ नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. It can be weaponized against dissent. Okay, ଏବେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଶୁଣ. Let's say there's a bigger organization which is receiving money. Okay, वो चैनलाइज किया प्रियदर्शनी के एनजीओ को, which is operating out of Bhubaneswar in drinking water. She channelizes the money to Deepti's organization which is working on the ground. So this is hub and spokes model. कि एक जगह आया, फिर वो पेनिट्रेट करते 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 ग्रास रूट लेवल पे गया है. नाउ आई टोल्ड यू, किस लिए ला रहे हो, कहाँ पे ला रहे हो, कितना खर्चा करोगे, तुम्हारे ऊपर डिपेंडेंट है, तुम किसी और को पैसा नहीं दे सकते. तो इंडियन सिविल सोसाइटी, इंडियन एनजीओज यूज टू फंक्शन इन दिस पर्टिकुलर मीडियम. डोंट यू थिंक द एंटायर स्ट्रक्चर कोलैप्सेस? ହଁ ନା ନାଇଁ? ଆଗ କ'ଣ ଥିଲା, ମୁଁ ତତେ ପଇସା ଦେଇଦେଲି, तू कर फुटबॉल स्टेडियम, तू तोर करे, तू तोर खेलिबू, बट मैं पैसा लेके आ रहा हूँ, मैं 10 लाख लाया, 5 लाख खा के तुझे 5 लाख दे दिया. एनजीओ से यही करते हैं, आधा खा जाते हैं, आधा दे देते हैं. दिस इज सॉरी स्टेट ऑफ अफेयर, बट दिस इज द रियलिटी. ठीक है, दैट इज हाउ वी ऑपरेट. एबे मते ही करिया को पड़िबो. यू आर नोवेयर इन पिक्चर. इफ यू वांट टू गेट मनी, यू डू इट योरसेल्फ. तो ये जो इंटरऑपरेबिलिटी था, दैट हैज बीन टोटली डेमोलिश्ड. ओके, अंडरस्टूड? लिख लो. इंडियाज सिविल सोसाइटी इकोसिस्टम acted in hub and spokes model. The current system, the current system destroys the hub and spokes model हाँ ना नहीं. आउ गोटे जिनस, तुम्हें भाविन 100 टंका आनिल, तुम्हें 100 टंका आनले, तुम्हें कहब कि आग मु 50% खर्च करी मोर एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एक्सपेंसेस पे. आई कैन spend 50% of the amount for administrative expenses. Now the government has told nothing doing. तुम लोगों के लिए पैसा ला रहे हो तो लोगों के ऊपर ही खर्च करो. एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन पे मैक्स टू मैक्स 20% खर्चा कर सकते. यहाँ पे भी राइट ऑन, देयर हैज बीन रिडक्शन द एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एक्सपेंसेस. Yes, the administrative expenses have been reduced from 50% to 20% without looking into the ground realities. Wherein rent, regulations have all become costly affairs. होना नहीं? Rents, regulations have all become costly affairs. होना नहीं? गोटे कथा देखो, I have cancelled your license. That I find you that your things detrimental to. I have cancelled it. 180 days तक आपका बंद हो गया. आप कहाँ पे कंप्लेन करोगे? कोई appellate mechanism है, बट दैट विल टेक मोर टाइम. उसके बीच में तो आपका पूरा एनजीओ ही बंद हो जाएगा उसी चक्कर में. लैक ऑफ फंड्स, आप जो काम कर रहे थे वो भी डूब गया. सो दिस बिकम्स एंटायरली इन द हैंड्स ऑफ पॉलिटिक्स, मतलब द गवर्नमेंट. तो एनीबडी हु कम्स टू द गवर्नमेंट विल यूटिलाइज दिस फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ हिज और हर government and party. Some people say it's good, some people say bad, but being an educator, I cannot tell you what is good, what is bad. I will just tell you what is there. I am not here to preach, right? I am here to tell you what is there in the legislation. You can make your aspersions as per your wish. Because if I start speaking, people may consider me as he is a Hitler. Why should I say? On off the record ଆସିବ କହିବି ମୁଁ ତମକୁ କ'ଣ କରିବା କଥା, ବଟ୍ କ୍ଲାସରେ କହିବୁ କାହିଁ ତମେ ପରୀକ୍ଷାରେ ଆନ୍ସର ଲେଖିବ ନା. ଆନ୍ସର ହ୍ୟାଜ୍ ଟୁ ବି ରିଟନ୍ ଇନ୍ ଅ ମ୍ୟାନର ୱେର୍ ୟୁ ଆର୍ ନଟ୍ କ୍ରିଟିସାଇଜିଂ ଦ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ. राइट द आंसर्स इन अ मैनर वेयर यू आर दो क्रिटिसाइजिंग बट ऑल्सो गिविंग अ विजन कि ऐसा होना चाहिए सर, ऐसे नहीं. गालियां मत दो. सरकार को एटलीस्ट आप जैसे लोग कभी गाली नहीं देनी चाहिए जो प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं एग्जाम के. आप अगर दे रहे हैं कुछ मतलब लिख रहे हैं कि ये गलत है तो उसके बाद एक विजन भी लिखिए सर ऐसे उसको इंप्रूवमेंट किया जा सकता है. दैट इज अ प्लॉसिबल आंसर. राइट ऑन. FCRA registration have been criticized have been criticized because the Ministry of Home Affairs can suspend the registration for 180 days, माने 6 months. Can suspend the registration for 180 days on the basis of pending enquiry. देखो इसमें एक चीज है, मैं आपको शट डाउन कर रहा हूं विदाउट इवन नोइंग वेदर यू हैव डन रॉन्ग और राइट. इफ आई क्लोज यू डाउन फॉर 6 months, तुम्हारा ऑपरेशन पूरा बंद हो गया ना. यस, you may be right. After 6 months it can be proved that you are correct. But जो 6 महीने का लॉस हो गया उसको कौन भरपाई करेगा? तो ideally you should have done कि भाई तुम you can operate. If you found guilty, पूरा पूरी cancel. It is not guilty unless proven innocent. It is innocent unless proven guilty. But there are certain laws in India wherein it is the opposite. तो principle of natural justice को defy करता है. 1, डाउरी हैरेसमेंट. बहू बोल दी तो मतलब सास ने डाउरी मांगा है. 1. 2, डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस. पति मारा है, झगड़ा हो गया पर पति मारा है. डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस, डाउरी हैरेसमेंट, सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट, ऑल मिसयूटिलाइज्ड. SC/ST Atrocities Act, wherein the people must be given the right to defend themselves. You are not guilty. You are innocent unless proven guilty. এই ল ଗୁଡାକରେ पूरा पूरी उल्टा ही जाଉଛି. And it is against the principle of natural justice. That is why it is misutilized. आप जिनको एम्पावर करने के लिए लाए थे वो मिसयूज हो जाता है, इसलिए नहीं होना चाहिए. होना नहीं. लॉ शुड बी मेड टू एम्पावर पीपल, नॉट फॉर मिसयूटिलाइजेशन. ओके, नेक्स्ट. कौन लिखिला? criticized. हाँ करो criticized. And without wrongdoing, an organization can be shut down for 6 months. होना नहीं. Appellate mechanism is costly. Appellate mechanism is costly. पैसा देने के लिए तुम्हारे पास भी तो पैसा होना चाहिए. तुम्हारा तो सारा अकाउंट फ्रीज हो गया है, तुम पैसा कहां से दोगे? होना नहीं. तुम्हारा सारा पैसा तो वो ले गए हैं, तुम्हारा ऑपरेशन बंद हो गया है, तुम लड़ोगे कैसे? You do not have finances, so automatically you are struck down. Third, there is no independent adjudicatory body. There is no independent adjudicatory body. The Ministry of Home Affairs is the regulator. is the regulator, prosecutor, decision maker. Regulator, prosecutor and decision maker, thus violating basic principles of natural justice. हो ना नहीं? You cannot be the judge, you cannot be the juror, you cannot be doing everything. There has to be different mechanisms. हो ना नहीं? तो यहाँ पे सब कुछ मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर्स है, विच इज अगेंस्ट द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ नेचुरल जस्टिस. नेक्स्ट, organizations working on controversial topics are the ones who are at the end of the sword. हो ना नहीं? जो मैंने कंट्रोवर्शियल जिनसे, लेट्स से शी इज इनटू एनवायरमेंटल लिटिगेशन, कि यहाँ पे यह नहीं होना चाहिए, सरकार सबसे पहले उसी को मारेगा, साला डेट्रीमेंटल टू नेशनल इंटरेस्ट. यस, तो यही वाला है. तो दे आर बेसिकली ट्राइंग टू डू व्हाट, दैट सिविल सोसाइटी शुड बी कन्फाइंड टू सर्विस डिलीवरी rather than getting into the politics. But point is, Indian civil society is getting into politics, and it is there that it should be there also. Certain portions have to be there wherein you need to enter into political arena. Getting my point? तो आप पूरी depoliticize कर रहे हो civil society को. Getting my point? Next. Organizations working with Adivasis, their land rights, face disproportionate FCRA scrutiny. इनफैक्ट यही लोग हैं जो एक्चुअली भड़काते हैं कि प्रोजेक्ट नहीं होना चाहिए. आज नियमगिरी प्रोजेक्ट हो गया, एबे नुआ स्टार्ट करते बॉक्साइड माइनिंग है परिवनी ये. अरे अगर नहीं होगा तो भाई डेवलपमेंट कहाँ से होगा? यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट अ मैनर वेयर इन बोथ थिंग्स कैन हैपन. तुम्हें पूरी बंद आमर पोस्को हो पारानी, लॉस क्या रहा? कलिंगनगर गोटे स्टील प्लांट हो पारा, लॉस क्या रहा? चाकरी क्या मिलता मत तुमको, आमर लोक मिलता ना. वी हैव लॉस्ट, अदर स्टेट्स हैव गेन्ड. Bengal में they did not allow the Tata Nano plant to be established. It went to Gujarat. ₹1 में लैंड दे दिया. So many people are employed. सेम विथ तमिलनाडु वगैरह में उन लोग को कोई फर्क नहीं, वो लोग आराम से करवा देते हैं. हमें ही मैंने लैंड करके मारपीट करते हैं. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? ठीक है, एड़ा हो गया पूरा. एक नया टॉपिक करेंगे. अरे पैसा खर्च करिबो ना, तुम्हें अपील करियो कहले जहां भी जाओगे पैसा खर्च होगा. आपके पास तो पैसे ही नहीं, आपका तो सारा फंड फ्रीज है. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट?